I welcome our Deputy Director, Dr. N.B. Chopde, sir. Sir, welcome. Good morning. Welcome, Deputy Director Dr. N.B. Chopde, sir. Good morning,
sir. Thank you.
And thank you for joining. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, may I request Professor Kale, sir, to narrate whether our director, sir, have joined? Well, dear all, we'll be starting in just a minute or two. We are waiting for our director and joint director of DT Pune to join the session, and we'll start immediately.
Sir, I am there now.
Good morning, sir, and welcome.
Yeah, I am there.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yes, Kare sir, waiting for your signal to start with.
Yes. Oh.
Yes, Kare sir, please. Let me know when to start. I will start with.
Jadhav sir has not.
गायकवाड सर जाधव सर जॉईन करणार आहेत का?
Yes, sir.
डायरेक्टर सर सरांना लिंक पाठवलेली आहे आपण.
हो.
ओके.
डायरेक्टर सरांनी काल लिंक पाठवली.
सर परफेक्ट सर झालं व्यवस्थित.
एकदा कॉल करू का?
सर प्लीज.
जाधव सरांना एकदा कॉल करून बघतो.
जी सर प्लीज. थँक यू. थँक यू.
Sir has asked to begin the program and continue the program. He is engaged in some meeting. If he finds time, he may join.
Well. Okay, sir.
Yeah, let's begin the program.
Sure, sir. Sure. Well, good afternoon, all. On behalf of Pimpri-Chinchwad Education Trust, Pimpri-Chinchwad College of Engineering, I, Dr. A.K. Gaikwad, Associate Dean, Student Development Welfare, PCCOE, along with my colleague, Dr. P.R. Kale sir, Dean SDW, we both welcome you all for today's 12th National Voters Day ceremony. I take this privilege to welcome all the dignitaries which are online. Dr. D.V. Jadhav sir, who will join very soon, Joint Director, DTE Pune. Sri Rahul Nitware sir, faculty from Unique Academy, Pune. Our Honorable Director, Dr. G.N. Kulkarni sir, Deputy Director, Dr. N.B. Chopade sir, all deans, head of the departments, section in charges and faculty members, and very dear and near my dear students. Especially I will say the new voters hereafter. Today, 25th of January, celebrated as the National Voters Day, for which we have gathered together. Yes, this gathering will be addressed with a oath-taking ceremony and a webinar on voting rights very soon. Yes, to vote is to exist, and you all, dear and near students, empowering you as a young and future voters, this celebration is. May I now request our Honorable Director, sir, Dr. G.N. Kulkarni, sir, to just brief the occasion. Thank you, sir. Over to you, sir.
Yeah. Dear all, my colleagues and my student friends, this 12th National Voters Day, we are celebrating in PCCOE for the first time, I think. This Voters Day was launched, I think 12 years back, but this 25th January, on 25th January 1950, Election Commission began its operation. So to commemorate the operation of democracy, republic, we are celebrating this. We have started celebrating this National Voters Day. What is the importance of being a voter? You will only feel when you move out of India and stay out of India. What is the importance of being an Indian citizen, Indian voter, decision maker? Voter is a decision maker. We are kings here. We decide our own rule. So we really feel empowered. And then it is high time that all my new voter friends should understand that the power is in your hand. You are powerful. Don't feel like there are crores and crores of voters and what difference does it make? No, my friends, it makes a difference. Your vote will make a difference. Okay. I'll quote a story of a sannyasi and a person who is straying on a ocean, on a seashore. One person was strolling and then he saw a sannyasi. What happened with one moment of a wave or with one strike of a wave, a strong wave, hundreds of fishes were thrown on the seashore, and then they were all the fish, lot of fish, which trapped on a seashore. They started struggling for life. Sannyasi saw this. Then he started throwing the fish one by one. There were a lot of them. The man who was observing that sannyasi laughed at that sannyasi and told, Baba, what difference does it make? There are thousands of it. So this attempt is in vain. Please don't put your effort. Don't strive to throw each and every the fish one by one into the sea. The sannyasi answered that the difference, it makes a difference to the fish which I throw into the sea. It gets life. It is not how many I am saving, but the number one is also important. He is getting life. So on a similar way, your one vote, we really doesn't know what difference does it make. Your vote in Gram Panchayat, your vote in any election, or in your vote, anywhere, as a voter, you have a great right. You are a powerful person. So it is high time that we should understand our power. And along with this power, the responsibility of being a good citizen of India also comes with you. So today, the National Voters Day is being celebrated to remind this power as well as these responsibilities to us. So I congratulate you to being a voter, and those who are yet to be voter, immediately be a voter, those who are below, yet to complete their 18 years of time. So I thank Gaikwad sir and Kale sir for quickly organizing such a marvelous function. Thank you very much, and over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your address. Yes, rightly said, sir. Vote is the biggest power everyone has got. Instead of criticizing, I think it is always better to vote a right person for the right ruling. Yes, with this, may I request to go for the oath taking ceremony? Shall we?
Everybody has that oath, or you are going to present that oath on screen, sir?
Sir, मी वाचेन, मागे सर्वजण बोलतील.
हा, चालेल. ओके.
या. येस, सर्वांना माझी रिक्वेस्ट आहे की मी मराठीमध्ये आपण ही प्रतिज्ञा घेतोय. ज्या जागेवर आहात तुम्ही तिथून ऑनलाईन वरती जे काही माझे स्टुडंट मित्र आहेत सगळे विद्यार्थी मित्रांनाही विनंती की त्यांनी जोरजोरात माझ्या मागे बोलावे. मान्यवरांना
आणि सगळ्यांनी अनम्यूट करा. ज्यांना अनम्यूट करता येते त्यांनी अनम्यूट करा.
येस येस विल स्टार्ट विथ आम्ही भारताचे नागरिक लोकशाहीवर निष्ठा ठेवून याद्वारे प्रतिज्ञा करतो की आपल्या देशाच्या लोकशाही परंपराचे जतन करून आणि मुक्त निपक्षपाती व शांततापूर्ण वातावरणातील निवडणुकांचे पावित्र्य राखून व प्रत्येक निवडणुकीत निर्भयपणे तसेच धर्म वंश जात समाज भाषा यांच्या विचारांच्या प्रभावाखाली न येता किंवा कोणत्याही प्रलोभनास बळी न पडता मतदान करू. धन्यवाद.
जय हिंद.
May I now request to have a permission? Shall we go for the today's session by Sri Rahul Nitware sir on voting rights? Shall we?
Yes.
Yeah. May I request Sri Nitware sir to share his screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, welcome, sir. Dear all faculty and student friends, we have with us Sri Rahul Nitware sir, who is associated with Pimpri-Chinchwad Education Trust, Pimpri-Chinchwad College of Engineering since last 2 years. So I request sir to go ahead for his presentation.
Yes. Good afternoon, everybody, all respected dignitaries and my dear student friends. So it's really a privilege, to be able to talk to you on this auspicious occasion. So at the very outset, I would like to extend greetings, on this National Voters Day, the 12th National Voters Day. And also I would like to wish you in advance a very happy Republic Day. Okay. So today we are going to talk about voting rights. Okay. Today is the 12th National Voters Day. So this is a very good time to talk about the voting rights. So today, as you all know, is the 12th National Voters Day. And the theme this year is making elections inclusive, accessible and participating. Every year Election Commission has a different theme. So this year's theme is to make the elections inclusive, accessible and participative. Okay. So now before we begin actually, what is the Voters Day? What is its significance? What is voting and why should we vote? I would like to present before you 2 headlines. Okay. So these are the headlines which you must have come across in the recent past. Okay. So these headlines, they pertain to North Korea. So what is the first headline? It says that North Korea has made a new law wherein it is going to punish anybody and everybody who's going to who is caught watching a foreign film, who wears foreign clothes like jeans, or who uses a slang language. Okay. And the other most interesting or rather an amusing headline was that North Korea has banned laughing for 11 days to mark the death anniversary of Kim Jong-un's father. Okay. Kim Jong-un, he is the current ruler or rather the dictator of North Korea. So these are the headlines. See, at the very outset, we feel that these headlines are a little funny, right? It's very difficult for us to even assume that something of this sort can happen anywhere. But this is a fact. This is happening. This is happening in a country called North Korea. Why is this happening in North Korea? Because North Korea is a dictatorship. Okay, North Korea is not a democracy like us. What is a dictatorship? Dictatorship means where there is a rule of one person, where there is arbitrary rule. The person is going to rule on the basis of his own whims and fancies, with absolutely no regard to the public, to the people. In a dictatorship, people have no role to play. In dictatorship, it is a dictator who's like God. It is a dictator who's called as the supreme commander. People are subordinate to him. Okay, people have to listen to what the dictator says. So we all must have come across some famous or rather infamous dictators, right? We all have heard about Hitler. He was from Germany. We have heard about Mussolini. He was from Italy. There was also this dictator by the name of Pol Pot in Cambodia. It is said that around 15 to 20 lakh people died during Pol Pot's rule. Okay, they died because of various reasons. So they died because of disease, they died because of starvation, execution, persecution. So first of all, we should be thankful that we are not in a country like North Korea. We are not in a country which is ruled by a dictator. We are in a country which is a democracy. We live in a democratic country. We live in a country which has democracy. So what is democracy? Democracy simply means people's rule. Democracy is a form of government which allows people to choose their rulers. What happens in a democracy? In a democracy, the ultimate authority, the supreme authority lies with the people. Whereas in a dictatorship, the ultimate authority lies with the dictator. In a monarchy, the ultimate authority lies with the king. In democracy, in Hindi and Marathi, we say Janta Janardhan, right? So Janta is Janardhan, Janta is God. People, ultimate authority lies with the people. Democracy has two forms, direct democracy and indirect democracy. In direct democracy, what happens? People will directly participate in the decision-making process, in the governing process. Whereas in indirect democracy, people will choose their representatives, and it is these representatives who will participate in the decision-making process and governing process. Of course, the countries these days are huge, they have huge populations, so it is difficult or almost impossible to have direct democracy. So almost all major democracies in the world, they have indirect democracy, or also known as participatory democracy. Now see, to have participatory democracy, to have any form of democracy, the most important requirement is to have free and fair elections. See, we should have elections, because without elections, you cannot elect your leaders, you cannot elect your representatives. It is through elections that people will exercise their power. Hence, it is said that elections, they are backbone of democracy. Elections are called as the soul of democracy. आपला लोकशाहीचा आत्मा म्हणजेच निवडणुका. We will elect our representatives, we will elect our rulers through elections. So does this mean that you don't have elections in a non-democratic country? Does North Korea not have elections? So the answer is a little funny. Yes, non-democratic countries, dictatorships also have elections. See, these are two pictures actually. I'll present these two pictures. What are these pictures representing? These are the pictures of people who are cheering after elections in North Korea. What happens is, first of all, in North Korea, election is voting is obligatory, voting is mandatory. Everybody has to vote. And how are they supposed to vote? So this is the ballot paper of North Korea. It has only one name. It has only one name. Okay. And the name is also mandated by the government. So what people have to do, people just have to pick the ballot paper and put it in the box. That means people have no choice. What are people actually doing? People are not selecting their candidates, but people are rather showing their approval. At least theoretically, they are showing their approval. There is no question of disapproval, because we know a person who disapproves with the authority in North Korea, what happens to them? Okay. Another interesting thing in North Korea, they say that, voting or election is synonymous to census. They say that election also works as census for authorities, because then it is possible for them to count the total population of the country. So this is a very sorry state of affairs in a country with dictatorship. So for any country actually to be democratic, for any country to be truly democratic, it is just not necessary to have elections. What is necessary is that the elections should be free. The elections should be fair. And when can the elections be free and fair? Who will make sure that the elections are free and fair? So it is the duty of the constitution actually to make sure, not duty, but the constitution has made sure that we have an institution which will conduct elections in a free and fair environment. And that institution is the Election Commission of India. So we need an Election Commission of India so that it can conduct free and fair elections. So our constitutional makers, they were aware of this fact, and hence the Election Commission of India was established on 25th January 1950. Just one day before we became republic. We became republic on 26th January 1950, and one day prior to that, Election Commission of India was established. What is the function of Election Commission of India? It is one of the most crucial organizations. It is one of the most crucial institutions actually, which make sure that a robust democracy thrives in our country. So the function of Election Commission of India is to conduct free and fair elections. So what happened was 25th January is the foundation day of Election Commission of India. In 2011, it was decided that in a democracy, voter is the king, right? So it is necessary to celebrate this voter, and hence to commemorate the foundation day of the Election Commission, it was decided that 25th January each year will be celebrated as the National Voters Day. Because ultimately in a democracy, who matters? What matters is the voter. It is the voter who's the king. It is the voter who decides who will rule. So voter has a lot of significance. A voter has a lot of power in a democracy. And hence it was decided that in 2011, it was decided that 25th January will be celebrated as National Voters Day. So today is the 12th year. Okay, so today we are celebrating the 12th National Voters Day. So what was the main purpose of celebrating National Voters Day? The first reason was to encourage, facilitate, and maximize enrollment, especially for new voters. This day is dedicated to voters of the country. This day is utilized to spread awareness among the voters and for promoting informed participation in the electoral process. So hence National Voters Day, what is the basic function? What is the basic purpose? The purpose is to create awareness amongst the voters, right? So that people are aware that we should vote actually, and we should think actually why voting is necessary. So before that, we'll try and understand the term. See, in India, we have something called as the Universal Adult Franchise. What is this Universal Adult Franchise? Universal Adult Franchise means that we have given the voting right to everybody. It is universal. All adults have the right to vote, irrespective of their wealth, irrespective of their income, gender, education, social status, race, political ideology. Absolutely no restriction. There's a slight minor restriction of age, but leaving that restriction, actually, every eligible adult is allowed to vote. See, you'll be. It's interesting to know that in UK, Universal Adult Franchise happened gradually. Everybody was not given the right to vote, especially women. Women in 1918 they got right to vote, but in 1918 also in England, all women did not get right to vote. It was only women above the age of 30 years and who had some property, they were given right to vote. Finally, in 1928, an act was passed known as the Equal Franchise Act, and through that, women achieved the same voting rights as men. So it took many years actually, even for a progressive country like England, to give voting rights to everybody. Also, Switzerland gave women voting rights in 1971, as late as 1971. How is India different? India gave universal adult franchise. India gave voting rights to everyone, men, women of all religions, race, caste. Okay, right from day one. From 1950 itself, every Indian citizen above the age of 21 got the right to vote. Now, why I'm saying 21? Because first, the minimum age for voting was 21. Later on, in 1989, through the 61st Amendment Act, it was reduced. Okay, so in 1989, it was reduced to 18. So presently, every citizen who is above the age of 18 has a right to vote. In India, we have, we have to appreciate this fact that why is voting necessary? See, voting is a leveler. Why do we say voting right is a leveler? Because see, in India, every person has equal votes, and the vote of value is also the same. So for example, the richest person in India and the poorest person in India, they will have the same amount of vote. Everybody will be eligible to vote. Also, the value of the vote is also going to be the same. It is not that the person who's rich or the person who has a lot of power or a political person actually will have more number of votes, or the value of his vote will be higher, or the value of his votes would be different. So everybody has the same amount of vote. Everybody's votes value is also equal. This is something which establishes political justice in our country. And hence, we should be aware. See, we should understand that voting is such a, it's not only a privilege, it is a right. It is a leveler actually. So it is the voting right which puts everybody at the same level, which puts everybody on the same page. And the most important question is, we will talk about that, why should we vote? So see, voting has some importance. Okay, so we'll try and see some features actually. Why should we vote? So the first important thing is that elections have consequences, right? Elections have impact. It is through voting that we are able to decide the quality of life that we are going to get. It will decide the quality of life that our future generations will get. Voting is our chance to change, or voting is our chance to stand up, for issues like, say, employment, education, healthcare. So if we demand these kind of things in elections through voting, we can make sure that the political party which comes to powers will grant us these things. So elections will have a consequence on everybody's life, and hence it is necessary for every eligible voter to participate into this election process. Second most important thing is, suppose if we do not vote, then someone else will definitely go and vote, right? So someone else will represent us. See, elections are decided by people who go out and vote. So what we should do is we should take out some time. We should learn about the measures. We should learn about the candidates, and then we should vote for the right candidate. If we don't vote, then someone else will make the decision for us. Someone else will decide actually who should rule over us, who should govern us. So our power is in our vote. Hence, we should vote. Also, voting is an opportunity for change. See, it is only through voting that we can change the present system. See, everybody has a problem with the system, right? We always keep saying that the present system is not doing these things. The present system is concentrating only on these things, right? The present system or the present government. So if we want a change, voting is the right mechanism. Voting is the right method through which this change can be brought. Also, the very important thing is, see, voting is our right, but voting is only not the right. It is also our duty. So right and duty, these are two sides of the same coin, right? So through voting, we can exercise our right. We can also exercise our duty. Hence, we should vote. Now, the last thing is, every vote counts. We should understand that every vote counts. This is a great misconception that we have. We feel that there are crores and crores of voters, right? We have millions of voters in India. What difference does one vote make? I'll try to give you an example, which will demonstrate that how each vote counts. So before we come to the importance of vote, I'll try to emphasize on what is the importance of 1 mark. I hope you all students have realized that even 1 mark counts, right? Because it is 1 mark actually which decides whether we pass or we fail. It is 1 mark in the competitive examinations like, say, NEET or a JEE, which decides whether we become a doctor or an engineer. So each mark is important in examination. Similarly, every vote, each vote is important in elections. Hence, everybody should vote. Now, see, these are 2 examples that I've picked up. What happened was in 2004 in Karnataka Assembly elections, okay, there were 2 candidates. One candidate was from the Congress party. The other candidate was from Janata Dal Secular Party. So R. Dhruv Narayan from the Congress party, he got 40,752 votes. Whereas A.R. Krishnamurthy, who was from the Janata Dal Party, he got 40,751 votes. So the Congress candidate, he won the election only by a margin of 1 vote. So hence each vote counts. Similarly, in 2008, in the Rajasthan Assembly elections, in the Nathdwara sweep, Kalyan Singh Chauhan, who was from BJP, he got 62,216 votes, whereas CP Joshi from the Congress, he got 62,215 votes. Again, the BJP candidate, he won the election by a margin of only a single vote. Okay, so hence every vote matters. And I hope some of you must be remembering the very famous no confidence vote, right? Which our former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji, he faced. So Atal Bihari Vajpayee, in his second term, he had to face a no confidence motion, which happened in April 1999. What happened here was the NDA government, which was headed by Atal Bihari Vajpayee, they got 269 votes, whereas the opposition got 270 votes. So again, NDA or Atal Bihari Vajpayee, he lost power. The government fell just by a single vote. So hence we should never say that how does one vote matter? Of course, every vote matters. But another misconception and another question actually in the minds of the voters, especially in the young voters, is what if we don't like the candidates who are contesting elections? Because most of the time we feel that the candidates who are contesting elections, that they don't represent us, right? It is political parties who have planted them, political parties who have made them contest elections. They don't truly represent us. Then why should we vote? So the answer to this is given by Election Commission in the form of Nota. So this is the electronic voting machine, the EVM. And the last option always is Nota. So Nota means none of the above. So if you feel that in your constituency, you don't have a proper candidate, you can still go to the polling booth and you can press the last button, that is Nota. What will happen actually if you press Nota? So Nota will register your disapproval to the present candidates. Okay. The problem with Nota presently, so what does Nota do actually? Nota gives people who are dissatisfied, who are not happy with the candidates who are contesting elections, they will get an opportunity to express their disapproval. They can register their disapproval. The problem with Nota presently is that votes cast as Nota, they are counted, but they are not considered actually. Okay, they are counted as invalid votes. So for example, if suppose in a constituency, if Nota gets 99 votes, okay, and total votes are 100, Nota gets 99 votes, and if there is a single candidate who is getting the remaining one vote, then that candidate will be the winner. Okay. Of course, this is the problem with the present system. But of course, as things change, and in India, it takes a little time actually for things to change, right? But there are a lot of petitions presently in the Supreme Court, and we should be optimistic that in future, Election Commission considers Nota to be valid votes. So what should happen is, suppose, for example, in any constituency, if Nota votes are more than 50%, then maybe you should have re-election. We should have re-polling actually in that particular constituency. Okay. Now we know that what is voting, why voting is necessary, right? Now I'll try and tell you how should we register as a voter. So if you have completed 18 years of age on 1st January, then you can visit this site. Okay. This is the National Voters Service Portal, NVSP, and you'll have to fill a form number 6. So if you fill form number 6 on this site, and you'll have to submit your address proof, your proof of age, and recent photographs. Okay. After this, some processing will happen, some checks will happen, and then you will be registered as the voter. So the process is very, very simple. So every one of you actually who is eligible, who is above the age of 18 as on 1st January should register yourself on this site. Also, one very positive thing has happened in the last year. What has the government done? Or Parliament has passed a law, okay? That is the Election Amendment Bill. Now see, what was the problem with the present system is, suppose if a candidate or if a person, he completes 18 years on 2nd January, then he'll have to wait for 1 full year again, right? He'll have to register as a voter in the next year. But this anomaly has been rectified. Now, the cutoff date for completion of 18 years are 4. What are those 4 cutoff dates or 4 qualifying dates? So they are 1st January, 1st April, 1st July, and 1st October. So if you complete 18 years of age on say January 1st or April 1st or July 1st or October 1st, then you can register yourself as a voter. Okay. Now I'm going to present a graph before you. What does this graph show? So the green line actually shows the voter turnout. Okay. So in 1951, some 45% people voted. Whereas in 2014, a little less than 60% people voted. Okay. The number has been gradually increasing, but still it is not significant enough to make an impact. Okay. In the last general elections, that is in 2019, the voting percentage or the voter turnout was 67%. See, in our graduations, we all know, apart from Pune University Engineering, to even gain distinction, you have to score above 75%, right? So here, by 67% voter turnout, we are just into the first class category, right? So we have to move to the distinction category. So we have to make sure that the voting percentage is as high as possible. It should at least be above 75% to 80%. Okay, and that will happen only if the young voters actually they register first of all themselves as voters and they come out in large numbers and vote. Okay, so lastly, I leave you with a quote by a Greek philosopher, a very famous Greek philosopher by the name of Plato. So what did he say? He said, the price of apathy towards public affairs is to be ruled by evil men. So if good people, they don't participate in public affairs, if good people, they don't participate into politics, into public dealings, then the eventuality is that we will be ruled by people who are not good. We will be ruled by people who are evil. That will be our fate. So if you don't want that to happen, then it is necessary that good people, all people, they participate into the public affairs, they participate into the political affairs, that is through voting. So with this, I thank you all. I hope you enjoyed the session. Over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Thanks a lot. Now this vote of thanks. On behalf of PCCOE Pune, I would like to thank Mr. Rahul Nitware for such informative and knowledgeable session. I think as we the aware citizens of India definitely will use this right while taking voting into consideration. I would like to extend my heartiest thanks to Dr. D.V. Jadhav sir for this valuable opportunity. He has given this opportunity that we can conduct this activity today. At the same time, it was impossible for us to organize this event without the motivation of our director sir, Dr. G.N. Kulkarni sir, and Deputy Director Dr. N.B. Chopde. So I am very much thankful to them. Also, I would like to thank all HODs, deans, the faculties, all the faculties to make the students available within this shortest possible time. So I am very much thankful to them. Finally, the most important is our audience, that is student of PCCOE. I would like to thank the audience for patiently listening to this wonderful session. Once again, I am very much thankful to all for your presence and your valuable time. Now I think I would like to announce that the program is over. Thanks to all. Thanks to everyone. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Hello, sir. Thank you.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
I think we should have a snapshot of all should switch on their videos and we should have a snapshot.
Yes.
For a record.
Okay, sir. Sir, please switch on your video. रेकॉर्डिंग आहे आपल्याकडे. Hello. Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Yes, we have recording in.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks all. हॅलो. हा हा. हो पाठवतो एक 10 मिनिटात पाठवतो. 20 मिनिटं. हा झाला.